Okay, in this lesson, we're going to multiply integers. We've done addition and we've got our addition rules. We've done subtraction and our subtraction rule says keep, change, change, turn it into an addition problem. Now we're going to look at multiplication. Okay, the multiplication rules are easy. You don't have to do a lot of judgment here. If you are multiplying two numbers and their signs are alike, in other words, a positive times a positive or a negative times a negative, if the signs are like, you get a positive product. If the signs are different, a negative times a positive or a positive times a negative, you're going to multiply, but you're going to get a negative. Okay, so under multiplication, signs alike, you get a positive, signs different, you get a negative. Let's take a look at some. The first one, all right, if you want to, we have negative 8 times negative 9. Well, the 8 times the 9 will give me a 72. Now let's determine the sign. It's a negative times a negative. Signs are alike. That means you get a positive product, positive 72. So if I do use my calculator, I will use my calculator simply to find the numerical part of the answer, and I'll think about the sign. All right, the next one. I have negative 9 times 7. Well, 9 times 7 gives me 63. Now let's talk about, let's talk about the signs. I have a negative times a positive. The signs are different. When the signs are different, I get a negative product. So this one is negative 63. Number 3. I have 2 times negative 2. Well, just looking at the numbers, 2 times 2 is 4. Positive times negative, those are different. And when they are different signs, I get a negative. So this is negative 4. Number 4, I have 0 times negative 18. Now 0 trumps anything. 0 times any other quantity is 0, no signs involved. All right, the next few problems may have more than one number. So we can do what Aunt Sally would tell us to do, and we can move from left to right. I will also talk to you about a shortcut. I have 4 times negative 5 times negative 3. Okay, Aunt Sally would say move left to right and do the multiplication. 4 times 5 gives me 20. It's a positive times a negative. Different signs, you get negative 20. Now we're going to multiply again. 20 times 3 is 60. Negative times negative, the signs are alike, so you're going to get a positive. The answer to this one is positive 60. Another way you could have done it, if there are an even number of negative factors, you get a positive. If there is an odd number of negative factors, you get a negative. So any two positives and you get a positive product. I'm not sure if I said that right. Any two negatives and you get a positive product. Okay, let's try again. I hope I didn't say something confusing. I have negative 4 times negative 1 times negative 6. The long way. Multiply the first two. Negative times negative gives me positive 4. Positive 4 times negative 6, that's going to give me 24. One positive, one negative. They're different, so I'm going to get negative 24. Now let's look at it kind of with these shortcut rules. There are 3 negative factors. 3 is an odd number. That means that my answer will be negative, and sure enough it was. Okay, let's look at number 9. I have negative 6 times 2 times negative 1 times negative 1. I can go the long way, or I can first of all just multiply, ignoring the signs for just a moment. 6 times 2 is 12. times 1 is 12, times 1 is 12. I ignored the signs and I got that the product is 12. Now let's talk about the signs. There's 1, 2, 3 negatives. 3 negative factors is an odd number of negatives. That means that my answer's going to be negative 12. I could have, if I erase that, I could have done it the longer way. Negative 6 times positive 2 gives me negative 12. Keep on going. Negative times negative is positive, and it's going to be positive 12 times negative 1. Positive times negative gives me negative. 12 times 1 is 12. So either way I think of it, I get a negative 12. Now, problem number 10, you could write it out. That means negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1. Okay? 1 times 1 is 1 times 1 is 1. You're only going to get the number 1. Let's talk about the sign. Well, there's 1, 2, 3 negatives. This tells you how many negatives, and it's an odd number. So when there's an odd number of negatives, the product is negative. So if you have a negative base to an odd power, you're going to get a negative, just like we did in this problem. If you have a negative base to an even power, you're going to get a positive. So I think that you should take a minute and make sure that you write down that rule and you write down that rule. And let's do a few more problems. I have negative 5 times 9. Negative times a positive is a negative because they're different. 4 times 5. Sorry, I'm saying things that are wrong. 5 times 9 is 45. So it's negative 45. Next one, I have negative 7 times negative 1. Negative times negative, I'm going to get a positive product. 7 times 1, I'm going to get positive 7. Number 13. How many negative factors do I have? I have 1, 2, 3. If I have an odd number of negative factors, I'm going to get a negative product. And now let's multiply. 2 times 4 is 8, and 8 times 4 is 32. So I did a lot of shortcuts on that one. If I did the whole problem again, showing every step, I would move from left to right. Negative times negative is positive 8. Copy down the rest of it. Positive times negative is negative 32. I think we're to our last problem, and this is a base to a power. I have a negative base, but I'm raising it to an even power. This is negative 4 times negative 4. I have a negative times a negative. I'm going to get a positive 16. But I could have also used the rule that says a negative base to an even power is going to give me a positive. Okay, so please make sure that you have these two rules written down and that you have your rules about products of like signs, products of different signs. Okay, now you should be able to do products.